Do you know why Buddhist monks shave their heads? A few years ago, I had the opportunity to spend time with a Buddhist monk. We shared a simple meal under the trees. No phones, no noise, no distractions. Just the sound of birds and the ease of conversation between two people from very different walks of life. At one point, I asked him something that had always intrigued me. Why do monks shave their heads? He smiled gently and said, "It's not about religion. It's not even about tradition. It's about removing the first domino." At first, I didn't fully grasp what he meant. But as he explained, the simplicity of his answer began to reveal a profound truth. Hair, he said, seems like a minor, aesthetic choice. But the moment you decide to have hair, you inherit an entire ecosystem of decisions. What style to wear, which barber to trust, which shampoo suits your scalp, whether to dye it, how frequently to cut it, and even what brush you prefer. Each of these seemingly small decisions grows like branches from a single tree, cluttering your time and mind. But when you shave your head, you don't just remove the hair. You remove the entire mental tree that comes with it. You eliminate the cascade of micro-decisions that slowly chip away at your time, your attention, and your emotional energy. That moment reshaped the way I viewed not just hair, but everything I allowed into my life. We often equate freedom with accumulation. More choices, more tools, more flexibility, more access. The modern world teaches us that the more we have, the more control we gain over our lives. We're told that more options mean more freedom, that owning the latest technology or having a packed calendar reflects success. But what if true freedom lies not in expansion, but in intentional reduction? What if the constant pursuit of more is actually what keeps us trapped? Think about your daily life. Every object you own, every app you download, every subscription you renew, and every relationship you continue to engage with, even passively, requires something from you. They each take up a fraction of your time, a slice of your mental clarity, a drop of your emotional energy. And while each cost may seem negligible on its own, the cumulative effect is profound. Take a car, for example. In many parts of the US, owning a vehicle is practically a necessity. But the moment you drive it off the lot, you also inherit a bundle of silent responsibilities. Insurance policies, regular maintenance, oil changes, tire rotations, parking logistics, registration renewals, emissions testing, unexpected repairs, and the creeping anxiety of rising gas prices. You didn't just buy transportation, you signed up for a long-term management contract. Now imagine applying that same hidden complexity to everything else you own. A home with its mortgage, plumbing issues, and upkeep. A pet that needs food, care, vet visits, and attention. A closet full of clothes, most of which you never wear but still feel guilty about discarding. Add to that your growing list of digital commitments, email newsletters you never read, apps you never use but keep updating, streaming platforms that clutter your evenings with decision fatigue. Every yes to ownership is also a yes to responsibility, and it accumulates faster than we realize. Over time, life becomes less about living and more about managing. What was once a source of joy now becomes another item on the to-do list. Even things we initially welcomed for convenience or comfort often morph into ongoing obligations. The fridge that needs restocking, the smart home device that malfunctions, the gym membership you feel pressured to use. Bit by bit, freedom gets buried under layers of coordination, scheduling, and emotional load. And yet in American culture, the myth of more remains dominant. The traditional American dream, once rooted in the promise of opportunity, has evolved into a symbol of endless accumulation. The large house, the 2 cars in the garage, the packed pantry, the vacation photos, the endless rows of shoes and gadgets. But here's the truth we don't often say out loud. More isn't free. More always has a hidden cost. Every object, every commitment, every opportunity comes with maintenance, mental, physical, or emotional. The real price of more doesn't appear on a receipt. It shows up in decision fatigue, in background stress, in that nagging sense of pressure that never fully goes away. It's the exhaustion that makes you scroll through your phone mindlessly, not because you're bored, but because your mind is begging for silence. You don't have to be surrounded by physical mess to feel buried. Sometimes the weight that suffocates you is invisible. It's the unseen burden of too many choices, too many expectations, and not enough space to just exist. That's why, paradoxically, the path to real freedom might not be found in what we add to our lives, but in what we're brave enough to let go. The monk had another story to share. He told me that most monks own just 2 robes, one to wear and one to wash. That's it. I asked him why, and he said because every extra robe is a decision, a choice, a complication. We don't want to spend our lives debating what to wear. At first, it sounded extreme, but then it clicked. Modern psychology supports this idea through the concept of decision fatigue. Every decision you make throughout the day, no matter how trivial, slowly drains your mental resources. The more choices you face, what to wear, what to eat, which email to respond to first, the less energy you have left for important decisions that shape your life. That's why so many high performers simplify the basics. Steve Jobs famously wore the same black turtleneck every day. Barack Obama limited his suit choices to just 2 colors. They weren't trying to set trends. They were conserving their decision-making energy for things that actually mattered. So if your life feels chaotic, if your mind feels tired, it might not be because you're doing too much. It might be because you're deciding too much. And of course, not all clutter is physical. Emotional clutter can be just as heavy, if not heavier. Toxic relationships, unresolved resentment, lingering guilt, half-hearted friendships. These things don't pile up on your desk, but they do take up space in your mind. One of the hardest but most freeing lessons I've learned is that not every connection is meant to last forever. Just like the belongings in your home, some relationships serve their purpose in a previous chapter and are no longer aligned with who you are or where you're going. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you've matured. It means you're prioritizing peace over obligation. Holding on out of guilt or fear of conflict isn't compassion. It's quiet self-destruction. When you let go of relationships that no longer nourish you, you make space for the ones that do. You make room for growth, healing, and deeper presence. When we were children, most of us were taught a certain definition of success. Own a home, get a good job, build a family, retire comfortably. But that idea of success often emphasizes what you have, not who you are. It centers on milestones rather than meaning. But what if we redefine success not by ownership, but by agency? What if it's not about how much you possess, but how freely and consciously you use your time and energy? This kind of success may not be flashy. It may not show up on social media or impress others at dinner parties. But it's deeply felt. It shows up in the calmness of your breath, the quality of your sleep, your ability to be truly present with loved ones. And this kind of success begins not with adding more to your life, but by subtracting what no longer serves it. Imagine your life as a garden. Every commitment you take on is like a plant. Every relationship, project, possession, they all need your time, your care, your sunlight. But gardens have limits. If you try to plant too many things, you'll either burn out trying to keep them alive, or you'll watch them wither from neglect. The solution isn't to work harder. It's to plant smarter. You don't need more flowers. You need the right ones. The ones that truly bloom. The ones that feed your soul. The ones that make your garden worth tending. So here's a radical yet simple idea. Before adding anything new into your life, ask yourself what you're willing to subtract. Because maybe having less isn't about sacrifice. Maybe it's the key to finally feeling free. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.